7-second delay. Let's start at the beginning. For those who don't know us, I'm Michael.
And I am Eric. Ryan asked us numerous times if we really wanted to speak. He told us we didn't have to. I'm not sure he really wanted to. Actually, I'm positive he didn't want us to.
Let's be honest. We actually had to beg. And only then were we given the opportunity to speak. And as far away from the wedding as possible, to the smallest crowd possible. You know, if he's smart, he would have waited until after they got married.
Between the two of us, we've known Ryan forever. We knew Ryan back when that blonde top was quite a bit thicker. And we feel we've really earned the right to speak this evening.
But don't worry, Ryan, it's all good. All of our jokes are going to be in the missionary position. Keep it short, PG-13. We know enough not to be overly offensive, swear, talk too much about your ex-girlfriends, or generally do anything that may make Chelsea change her mind tomorrow. Lord knows we don't want to hear about you being single any longer.
Lucky for you, we have many memories, most of which we don't actually remember. A few of those are best forgotten, and a number of which you would have to pull our fingernails out to divulge. Let's face it, we are friends to this day only because we have to be. Breaking up would be way too dangerous for any of the three of us, so here we are as friends, but only out of obligation.
It's true, we've seen a lot over the years, and it's times like this where we need to reflect back. It's very funny to think how we got here, and how very different things could be if perhaps Ryan made a few different choices. See, there was a time when Ryan thought he was going to be a professional waiter. While he can always be counted on to bring us free stuff, the fact is he was probably the worst waiter we've ever had. And perhaps it was the reason he was fired from no fewer than 22 restaurants. But the funny thing is, if you ask him, to this day, he was never fired. He just wasn't given any more shifts.
Luckily, Ryan has strong resolve and was willing to accept that waitering wasn't the career for him. So he took a very logical step and tried his hands at becoming a stockbroker. Not liking to do anything half-assed, he took the year off and went out west, and he got a job sorting mail and delivering coffee to stockbrokers. It lasted for about 15 minutes, and then he quit. And logically, he did the next best thing and worked in a pizza place.
So, again, he took another logical step and decided he wanted to be a chiropractor. After spending 2 years studying philosophy in college, he did a full 180 and he enrolled in a full complement of science courses despite knowing absolutely nothing about science. Less than 4 weeks down this new path, Ryan figured out that science was actually hard. It's not nearly as much fun as philosophy. So he dropped every single class, had a ton of free time, and his dreams of becoming a chiropractor were forever dashed.
So you can see, the fact that Ryan ended up in a career in advertising is perfectly logical. His path through Toronto to Boulder, and of course now to Chicago, makes perfect sense. I will never forget the day that Ryan told me, and I quote, that he wanted to be a jingle man. We weren't sure what that meant, but Ryan felt that writing clever Super Sunday skits for his summer camp would somehow equate to him being Truthfully, none of them were very good, but as his best friends, who was I to tell him so? So, although this seemed delusional at the time, it is true, you know what they say. Sorry, you know what they say. Those who are crazy enough to change the world are the ones who do.
We like to think of Ryan as something of a Don Draper meets Woody Allen. Incredibly intelligent and just a tad neurotic. And we like to think one of his keys to success is a savant-like knowledge of 80s pop culture. Ryan can repeat every line from The Breakfast Club. He will proudly sing every Barry Manilow song at the top of his lungs. And he has critiqued every performance by Raquel Darrian and Ron Jeremy the way Siskel and Ebert would critique and review Meryl Streep. And
on that note, we've heard that Ron Jeremy and Ryan quite a bit more in common than just their faith. But we digress. Or we digress, potentially. And let's be serious for a minute. Ryan, over the years we've shared so many things together, so many amazing times and experience. We've worked together, we lived together, traveled together, been to camp and school together, and been an integral part of each other's lives for longer than we haven't. After sharing many awesome and crazy experiences together, it is without question that we are closer to being brothers than just friends.
Well, we now miss that you live in a different city. We had to remind ourselves that some birds aren't meant to be caged. Their feathers are just too bright.
Oh, God.
We're so proud of you and all you accomplished. And we're thrilled that your not so logical path ultimately took you to Chicago and to Leo Burnett, where you met Chelsea.
Tomorrow, people, we will all be witness to history's greatest example of a how did a guy like that get a girl like her? Chelsea Jean Carr, you are an outstanding addition to our world. You are beautiful and funny and bright, and we are so thankful that you have come into Ryan's life. Not just because we're tired of being his unpaid shrimps, which is now your problem. But because we love you, and we look forward to many years and awesome dance parties together.
After all that, Ryan, thank you. We're truly honored that you did let us speak. So everyone, please raise a glass. To Rob, Donna, Richard, and Susan, we want to wish you a hearty mazel tov. And to Ryan and Chelsea, we want to wish you a lifetime of health, wealth, happiness, and love. L'chaim.